Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I want to talk about the Christmas Rarity Machine, which has come on time for North America. So, the Christmas Rarity Machine, like any other seasonal event, does come back on a regular basis, and historically speaking, seasonal events have tended to be quite lackluster, but the game has definitely changed quite a bit. For a long period of time, I definitely heavily favored Super Godfest because you want to utilize oftentimes the cards you pull as trade fodder in respective seasonal or collaboration events. Now, where the game has changed is that Gung Ho is kind of almost like leaving some of the power out of Godfest exclusives and pushing a lot of the game into high rarity seasonal and or collaboration cards. But at the same time, they like to sprinkle in these cards as not just the top rarity, but even like say 7 stars if 9 stars the top rarity, so that way you cannot monster exchange for it. Of course, they always do the sneaky of, here, a bunch of new bundles you have to pay money to get, so you can't trade those cards. And that's kind of what happened to the new Christmas cards. None of the new cards you can actually acquire via trading, they're just throw enough money at it and you can acquire the card. But where I say that the game has changed quite a bit is because you have to actually roll quite a bit now in these seasonal and or collaboration events, because it's not just trade and duck out, it's the valuable cards are kind of now somewhat scattered amongst it. And at least lately, if we look at like the I can't pronounce it, but like the most recent collaboration where we get like Shanna and Misaka, you could utilize trade fodder from the actual event itself, like low rarity cards as trade fodder to get those high rarity cards. Now, the same can kind of be said for Christmas, except it's a ratio of any 10 for 1. But the problem is you cannot use any of your bottom rarity cards. So you can use any 6-star or higher. So we look at the rolling rates for the Christmas event itself. There is a 16% chance to get a 5-star or lower, well, a 5-star card. And those cards are just kind of almost like a blunt pencil, a little pointless, so to speak. You can't use them as trade fodder. They don't have much value in their own forms, but in theory, 84% of the other rolls could technically be utilized as this trade fodder. I guess the 7-star Godfist exclusives don't technically count, but those are good to have. More so, the point of the matter is, you are able to potentially roll possibly lucrative cards that you can't monster exchange for, and then in the process, after you roll a bunch of Hakus, which you may actually end up doing, because that's somehow, I roll a Haku every year, I think, when I get my free rolls. At least one per year I get, I feel. So I can convert all these excess, unnecessary Hakus into something useful, like Christmas Selica. So what are kind of the more desirable cards from this Christmas event? Well, Christmas Selica is the first highly desirable card you can monster exchange for. And I want to focus on the monster exchange cards because these are cards we actually can acquire. So, why is Christmas Selica important? Well, it's because of their Dark Form. Because their Dark Form has an active skill that's a 5-turn cooldown that gives you 40% auto healing for 5 turns. Now, these types of auto healing active skills are necessary for certain types of team compositions, such as Misaka, Little Misaka teams, because they only generate light orbs and they want to actually heal in some way, shape, and form. Christmas Selica actually allows you to do so. But what sets them apart from other options is the fact that they give a 7x6 board expansion tied into their active skill. Now, I played with a bit of a bit of Misaka, Little Misaka, and I don't have Christmas Selica, I don't have Patty. I'm missing all the truly key cards, so to speak. And Christmas Selica is a card that will greatly open up doors for you, because anytime you get hit with even just a 6x5 board, your run becomes significantly more cumbersome. If you get hit by 5x4, you might just end up dying because like you have no way to deal with this tiny dinky board, and the way orbs are generated, if you have enough Misakas, you're not going to have activation. And in order for me to squeeze in 7x6 in some way, shape, or form, it was a horrible experience. It was difficult to squeeze in because you need to have enough cards for your system, you need a Cleric, you need absorption cancellation, there's just not much space, and auto healing. Like, it was very difficult for me to squeeze it in. So Christmas Selica will open up those doors. Now, you need to obviously change them to a light sub-attribute, and lo and behold, one of the best ways to get light sub-attributes is 5 million monster points, technically purchasable, and get Florenthia's weapon. It is light sub-attribute, skill boost, triple team HP. Can acquire it, give him light sub-attribute, give him the big bulk, and it's at least some absorption and complete void damaging at the start as well. Now, Christmas Selica is definitely going to be the first thing I trade for if I don't end up rolling them from like my limited free rolls and maybe a couple of Magic Stone rolls, because I don't have quite enough trade fodder for 10 for 1, but I will with some stones. Because when you think about it, 25 stones is 5 rolls, and assuming you get, let's say you do 10 rolls, maybe 1, maybe 2 of them are 5 stars. The others can be used as trade fodder, and maybe you picked up other useful stuff along the way. So my thought process, if I do like 3 5 pulls or 75 stones worth of pulling, I might get enough for a trade fodder and maybe pick up something nice along the way. That is my thought process. So Selica is the biggest standout for me and where you want to actually trade for. And I'm looking at the cards via the Monster Exchange option because you can actually see what people do from this window here in particular. So the next option you can trade for is Christmas Tamadra, and they're a card with an interesting spread of awakenings. Like this Heart L and 6 total skill boosts means they can have 9 skill boosts with the skill boost plus super 6 slot latent. It can be a Cleric with 9 skill boosts, super blind resist, and some movement time along with, you know, that full Cleric active skill with haste. It has various other forms. My Christmas Tamadra is currently sitting in this weapon assist because it's a skill boost, 2 orb enhances, 2 team HPs, and it's a Cleric style active skill of 1 turn of haste. For a long time, I tend to use the 10 draw, like the 10 REM draw weapon assist, which has 1 skill boost, 1 team HP, 2 turns of haste. So you lose 1 turn of haste, but you gain extra team HP if you didn't need the cloud resist. Something you can consider. I haven't really used my Christmas Tamadra much. I feel like if there's like a light team that wants to make lots and lots and lots of light combos, 5-10 combos is obviously something significant. And 6 enhanced light combos will make your damage go high. Problem is, it's a 3-turn cooldown, so it's not 2 is what you want for systeming usually, but it's not quite 2 turns. Doesn't solve mechanics like Bind, Awoken Bind, Absorption, Piercing. Doesn't quite do anything, so I think it's just a bit of an awkward-ish card overall. Other weapon assist does have Cloud and Tape Resist, which is obviously cool. And then the original one, it's a delay with Cleric active. I remember this was useful long ago for like World of Carnage 2. I don't know. I feel like there are other options now. Other things you could trade for are Christmas Saline. So, with Christmas Saline, where are you hiding over here, girl? She is a red blob swiping leader. So if you don't have like the other quote-unquote like premier leader options, Saline may be something you want to consider, because if you don't have Jonathan, who is a great piercing solution, Christmas Saline in her new evolution form can be a great alternative. She has obviously great stats. She has double brick. She has 3 rows. She can get 3 more rows. She could have 2 combo orbs if you take the Super Awakening. And their active skill, at least to start, is kind of awkward, I feel. It just gives piercing for 2 turns, then it evolves. But then it becomes a 4-turn cooldown that pierces damage void and changes the top 2 rows to fire. So that's enough to activate. So it's kind of like Jonathan's style active skill, but Jonathan has a bit more flexibility because you can inherit any type of active skill on top of it, and good chance it will recharge back up for his primary orb generation and piercing active. But if you don't have him, Christmas Saline may be a great alternative for you overall. Their weapon assists, I guess, are cool in a sense that like they have these condensed awakenings, but I feel like her new blob-based easy-to-use leader is nice. Her base form is another blob style card with dungeon bonus awakening, so again, that might be useful if you need to have dungeon bonuses on your team, and a full board that you can just easily swipe. It does give haste as well, so it can add up. And you're right, Hollow Crown, Saline does add bind resist, so for all your Shiva dragons, especially in assist invalid dungeons, you get full bind immunity when they would not have been bind immune, which is pretty cool. Other Monster Exchange cards are, I think Scarlet and Romea are just underwhelming. Same with Yogg. Even Ilmina, I'm not that impressed with. Christmas Gremory, I have like kind of mixed opinions about Christmas Gremory. Like, she could be, like, I evolved her to this form just for the Christmas dungeon for the stats and a bit more damage. But usually I put her in this form because she has an extremely large HP stat. She does technically have a big RCV stat, although no enhanced Heart Orb awakenings. But she can have this L Shield Super Awakening with her 6 skill boosts, which means the L, well, she can use the skill boost plus Super 6 slot latent, so then she has 9 skill boosts. Never a bad thing to have 9 skill boosts on your Cleric, who does unlock your board and make 6 hearts and fire orbs. I feel like the biggest drawback of Christmas Gremmery is the fact that she's competing with Leyland Pheasant, and Leyland Pheasant is still available at this point in time, and I highly recommend you pick yourself up at least one of these. Maybe I'll pick up another one. But you should definitely pick up one of these. But the reason why Gremmery has issues is because Pheasant is just a superior Cleric choice. They can do way more damage. They have great stats. They can heal significantly more. Only advantage Leyland truly has is more skill. Gremmery has is more skill boosts, and I guess prettier. But I don't know. Like, I have a Christmas Gremmery. I pull her out every once in a blue moon because, again, 9 skill boosts is never a bad thing to have on your Cleric, but that's kind of all it is. And then in terms of trading, I don't really feel like any of the other cards are really worth trading beyond Christmas Selica. Maybe I'll pick up a Saline if I have excess trade fodder, but it's going to be Selica for myself. Now, other exciting potential cards in this event, I've been a fan of Osiris because he has 8 skill boosts, or he has 6 skill boosts and 50% bonus stats, and technically his stats are large, but this attack stat is kind of wasted because you only have 2 7 combos, and even if you add 50% more stats, it's not enough. 2 VDPs, 2 7 combos is basically worthless in this day and age, but it's still a 3-turn cooldown with 8 skill boosts. You can take the L assist, putting back on 6-slot Latent Awakening, and the 3-turn cooldown gives you a universal buff of attack, RCV, movement time, and orb block removal, and a column of wood orbs. It's nice to have it at Christmas Osiris. You have to roll it, unfortunately. Other cards that I found value out of are potentially Christmas Minoa with her new buff. Does significantly more damage because there are more wood rows, which means her active skill is higher than it was before in terms of multiplier. Her leader skill is beefier than before as well. She definitely can be a nice wood row or wood VDP style team if you have, like, say, Academy Nautilus, and obviously regular Nautilus works well. Other cards, including the new stuff. Well, Christmas Fasca is a card that I wanted last year. Didn't get her because she cost way too much money. Still costs way too much money, but we'll see if Santa Claus can be nice today. And the reason why I think Christmas Fasca is great is, well, she does have personal damage. With that Levitation Awakening, she can hit hard, so it's a Cleric who can deal meaningful damage. She also could have potentially a cross or more skill boost, whatever you need, but it's his active skill that's quite valuable. It's a 4-turn cooldown for a full Cleric active skill and a board change. Well, it's not regular bind, it's just full Awoken bind and unmatchable, but the 7x6 creation. And like I said, teams that have issues with board shrinkage will love Christmas Fasca for this reason. She also starts with a 7x6 board, so she can be your leader when you enter a dungeon and then leader swap someone into position. An example that might still be relevant is New Year's Feral, who will eventually come back soon because New Year's comes pretty soon as well. Christmas Fasca was possibly the best 7x6 option for them to enter the dungeon and then fix your problems afterwards, while also being able to deal respectably large damage. So Christmas Fasca could be a strong contender, and then she also has strong weapon assists, like 2 team HPs, 2 7 combos, Cloud, and 2 enhanced light combos, and a light sub-attribute. That's a whole lot of value in a single weapon assist. And then for her other weapon assist, 3 seconds of movement time, 2 team HP, and a skill boost. Like, it is useful, and technically a board becoming 6x5 for a single turn overrides other board shrinkages or penalties. And then her brand new evolution has Tape, has Blind Resist, has Levitation, has potentially 3-10 combos, so obviously can deal significant damage in Super Gravity. The active skill I'm a little less excited for because it's a transforming active skill that may not necessarily help. You get a full Cleric active skill at the beginning and a 3-turn delay. The drawback of delay compared to haste is that delays sometimes fail. Haste or skill charges don't fail. They always will charge you up and get you going. And then after this active skill transforms, it is a 5-turn cooldown for full Cleric style active skill and changing the bottom row to light orbs. Obviously it can be nice, but I feel like I'm preferring this original form simply because the active skill is 4 turns instead of 5, and you can inherit something over top to gain value immediately upon entering the dungeon. Unfortunately for Fasca, she costs a pretty penny. Speaking of pretty pennies and other cards, Meredith is another purchasable card that is new. She transforms, has large amounts of damage when she does TPAs, even in Super Gravity. Her active skill is damage penetration, along with creating 4 light, hearts, and fire orbs, along with increasing her damage cap. So you need damage penetration. She could definitely be your girl. She does meaningful amounts of damage. She is pretty, as some people have mentioned. It is nice in that regards. Her weapon assist, it is 2 killers. Like, there are going to be instances where having 2 killers can be meaningful, but kind of on the fence about where you're going to need it all the time. It's not something you're going to have a go-to. Like, I think it's nice to have Meredith. I don't quite think it's going to be that great overall. I guess technically it could be a good, strong, light TPA leader with 40 times attack and 78% damage reduction. It's much better than 4 times effective health, which is obviously kind of a big deal because 4 times effective health is kind of too low this day and age. And then for Christmas Algae, another brand new card you could potentially purchase. They are rainbow oriented. You have Levitation, you have 5 4 attribute awakenings potentially. You will deal meaningfully large amounts of damage in any type of dungeon, assuming you match 4 attributes. The active skill is a 5-turn cooldown that creates a permanent roulette because it's a 5-turn roulette on a 5-turn cooldown with 1.5 times orb movement time, while also giving you a rainbow-esque board. I remember long ago, Raffine was the solution for spinners and oftentimes rainbow-based teams. This Algae is way prettier. Well, I don't know. I don't think she's that pretty, but she is newer. She also has significantly more damage and a much better active skill because she doesn't transform. The big problem with Raffine was making effort to actually get yourself transformed to enjoy that permanent spinner. You can get that permanent spinner of Algae right away, which obviously makes your life much easier. Leader skill wise, it is 77% damage reduction, bonus combos with 4+ attributes, and then every time you match light orbs, you gain bonus damage. So you want to have 4 attributes. You also want to have multiple light combos. You are going to have to find a way to either fish out orbs with the spinner or create nice easy pre-made boards that have a nice distribution of orbs. You're gonna have to play the spinner game in all honesty in most cases, but hey, with all that extra movement time, you are able to actually have an easier time. So I think they are nice, but I don't think they're as powerful. I still think Christmas Fasca is stronger, mostly because we always need a Cleric, and it's a Cleric that can solve problems. And you're right, Tiborn, they make 6x5, but 6x5 corrects 5x4 boards. It corrects long 6x5 board penalties. Most teams could survive a single turn on 6x5 if they normally need 7x6. Most should be able to survive. And more so, that's kind of the idea of why I think she can be valuable. In terms of other cards in this event that are truly notable, I don't feel like there are too many other things. I guess Uriel has become a cooler swiping leader because a 2-turn cooldown, potentially large amounts of personal damage. It can gain the stat bonus here as well. You are able to potentially swipe with less animation is the idea, so to speak. There's no combo orb animation. With no Skyfalls and 2 Uriels, you're guaranteeing yourself exactly 7 combos every single time with the 1 swipe. Possibly something to consider. I do have 1 Christmas Uriel. I haven't played around with it enough yet. They are technically my leader for the Christmas Coliseum because I want full drops and I don't have the Saline yet. And it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't even need Uriel's active skill. You can just run a bunch of Shiva Dragons and you're happy. But point of the matter is, I'm not quite sure what other cards I'd be truly excited for. Like, Tsubaki does have big TPA. Well, not big anymore, but TPA damage, so to speak. Has penetration. Not that exciting. So, as a whole, I feel like Christmas does have several strong cards, definitely kind of sprinkled throughout the machine. But remember, my goal is to get Christmas Selica, and the way to get Christmas Selica is to roll a bit, to get trade fodder. Maybe I get lucky and actually get it. So, I have talked quite a bit, and possibly listening to me talk is nice, but I do know that many people like to watch me when I roll things, because you can live through my rolling and all the gacha excitement. So, I did get my free rolls, and I'm also going to do my rolls on both of my accounts right now, so buckle up, we're going to have a great time. So, you get 1 free roll for logging in, and then you get 3 more rolls in a single mail for completing the Coliseum. So, if I can get Selica Saline, no, I'll get Selica and Saline, it'd be great. I will get all the top rarity cards in this magical one roll. You know what? It's a diamond. That's trade fodder at the very worst. And I don't have a Tsubaki, so I'm happy with that. Like, I've mentioned this before. I don't roll in seasonals, but it's changing now. Like, I'm rolling more in seasonals simply because the game is giving more emphasis on those cards. So I'm rolling less in Godfest, more in seasonals. So for me, there are many cards I don't have. So it's obviously going to be quite exciting when I do actually roll them. And Tsubaki is a low cooldown damage penetration option. 3-turn cooldown with penetration. That's not transforming. It could be worse for a low rarity. So it's not going to be trade fodder, that particular individual. We just want diamond eggs at the very worst. Millie team for sure. As long as I get only diamonds, I'm happy. If they glow, I'm happier. Well, all those genies and the Solus at least are trade fodder. Jeez, I have 4 of these girls. Yeah. I'll make one into a weapon assist, I guess. But yeah, I guess, okay, I don't roll in seasonals, but I do get the bottom rarity at least like from the free rolls every year is the idea. But point is, like I said, with enough trade fodder, Christmas Selica can be mine, and luckily Genie, as well as Solus, and all the Hakus I have mean I could potentially get Selica, but I want to do a couple of rolls because there are at least several cards I don't have, and I'm not quite sure if I actually make it to exactly 10 yet, because I still want to keep at least maybe 2 copies of any given card, just in case it becomes better in the future. Just in case. So like I said, maybe 2, maybe 3 5 pulls is what I'll do, and we'll evaluate our situation from there. Because at least, gold egg, garbage. Something higher rarity, there's a Haku. Something new, it's gonna glow, it's exciting, it could be great. I don't have it, I'm happy. Holy fish cakes, I got the pretty poster girl. This doesn't happen normally. She is the orb skin card, ladies and gentlemen. So, that is a cool... I like that orb skin. Those Santa hats look aesthetically pleasing. So, yeah, I got a Meredith now. Got the pretty girl. She is potentially a great solution for TPA teams. Light. That fire sub attribute I feel is a little awkward because, I don't know. When I think of light TPA, I think of Daytona. And Daytona... Oh, I got 2 of her! What the fish? Tiborn, you're right. Well, now I don't have to decide between weapon assist and not weapon assist. You get them both. You're right, Vicious Soldier. Now I need Fasca, because I really want Fasca. Of all the purchasable cards, I feel like I would like Fasca the most if I could pick one. So that other duplicate is a Meredith. Amazing! I'll see if I can put a light TPA team together. Probably change the sub-attribute. Yogg! It's not Yogg in a bikini. You know, when I think about it, Yogg has so many different outfits for a weird dragon. Not particularly excited about Yogg as a card itself, because their awakenings are just nothing special. The Cleric is a 9-turn cooldown. Like, that's a small eternity in this day and age. Weapon assist, you're going to become a weapon assist, Yogg. You have 3 team HPs and super follow-up attack and regular follow-up attack. But before I convert you into a weapon assist, I will use you for the Christmas Coliseum because there are some rewards. You get special rewards if you actually use certain leaders for your team. So Yogg would give me 10 rainbow peas. Maybe. There we go. But yeah, exactly, Vicious Soldier. Triple team HP means you're a good enough weapon assist to use. So, fantastic roll. Only 1 piece of trade fodder, but 2 Merediths. And I will have a good time with 2 Merediths. I'll probably try and figure out a team to play with them in a moment. So let's try it again. So like I said, it's either getting Christmas Selicas or trade fodder. Or other high rarities I don't have. Get out of here, gold eggs! It's only 16%. But you know what? Oh, you're new! I'll take it, Patty. I'll take you, Patty. Like I said, I don't have many of these cards, so like rolling and getting something new at least brings joy. Patty here has 4/10 combos, lots of healing potential, 1-turn cooldown. Kind of unusual. Not very good at the start when they transform because it gives no benefits up front. I am not quite sure how I'm going to utilize this card in all honesty, but I have it and it's nice that I have it. Get out of here, 5 stars. Okay, a much more disappointing 5 pull. Like, actually, quite disappointing 5 pull. actually all the bottom stuff. Very sad. So, I see 2 trade fodder at least. So, I got incredibly lucky with the double Meredith, but then that was the exact opposite. So, hopefully, all these diamonds. You're correct, Hollow Crown. What the fish? Get out of here, Gold Egg. 16%? No way. You're all trade fodder. What the fish? I thought I could get some of these 7-star cards. Like, it's basically a 50% chance to be at the bottom rarities. And all I'm doing is getting bottom rarities. These past 2 5 pulls are all 5 and 6 star. Kind of disappointing. I would expect a little bit more luck. But then again, I guess 2 Merediths is maybe all the luck I'm going to get. But that's a bit too many 5 stars because I can't even use these as trade fodder. I've done 3 5 pulls. I have more than enough Pollux's Berserk. Like I said, every year I would pull like the 2 or 3 free rolls we get and always get bottom rarity. So it's a bunch of Caster and Pollux's, a bunch of Hakus. I have those already. I'll do one more because that was truly, those 2 5 pulls were so disappointing. Like, we can do better. Like, there are higher rarity cards. What the fish? And duplicates galore. Well, I got another Christmas Tamadra. At least I got higher rarity stuff. I think I will stop here because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't think it's worth dumping any more into this. I've got enough for my trade fodder. Realistically speaking, I don't think I'm going to roll any of the other, like, exciting 9-star cards. Like, I got Meredith. I probably can call it a quits. But Christmas Selica was my goal. And like I said, how many genies do I have? I have 4 genies. I'm going to get rid of 3. I don't need all these little patties. How many Hakus? How many Hakus? Too many Hakus. Okay, let's use 1 less of you. Let's get 1 more of you out of here. Okay, let me think. So I used 1 of my patties. 1 of my 4, so I keep 3. I am keeping 2 genies. Do I even need I really need more genies. Highly doubtful, because there are better versions of that type of active. I don't know how I have so many Christmas Hakus. What the fish? Every year it's Haku. Yeah. So like I said, rolling a bit can get you trade fodder to get something. Like I said, I did spend 100 magic stones, but I technically got Meredith. You might get other cards along the way, so to speak. But here we go. Happy about this card, and we're going to pull up Mantastic'c, and they're going to do the exact same thing on their account momentarily. Hank, I feel like there's going to be teams that need auto-healing, and Selica is going to solve those problems, because at least with 4 skill boosts, lots of resists, potentially damage for the right color team, it's not a bad card overall. One of the few dark-based leaders one of the few dark cards in this whole event. I probably would use Christmas Selica as dark form, and then my Halloween Shivnias for the challenge thing to get the extra. Is it Rainbow Event Medal? Yeah, it's a Rainbow Event Medal. Oh well. Got Selica. That was my goal, like I said. So, spend a little bit more because I feel like when I stream, I'm always more excited to roll because people get excited as well. Alrighty. Oh, you can Shiva a bunch of things for sure. Oh yeah, I could just use the red form and Shiva Dragon it. Either way, we're going to pull some stuff on Fantastic. I think I'll do my 3 pull first. Just not gold eggs. I just don't want any gold eggs. I have enough. I actually have quite a few Sabakis on this account. And Pauline. Only 2 of her. It is a weapon assist with at least 3 turns of absorption cancellation. But that's a reasonable 3 pull. I have this 2 here. Is it, you think, Vicious Soldier? Let me take a look at them. I guess you're right. It is 4 team HPs. Haku, whatever. Well, I have 1 Haku. I think part of the issue is Christmas Ilmina competes with Amaterasu Dragon, which was part of the problem I felt. Like, the bulk is great, I'm not gonna lie. But I think part of the issue is it competes with Amaterasu Dragon. And I think that's where some of my issue lay with her. Is that Amaterasu Dragon, I feel like, is just a superior option in most cases. Possibly. But she is fluffy. And that is definitely a redeeming quality overall. I feel like you don't need Saline if you have Jonathan, for the most part. I feel like Jonathan's better because he is red, so more damage. He can inherit an active skill, Hollow Crown, to use at the beginning of the dungeon, and it charges up by the time you get further in because you just Shiva Dragon spam. Whereas Saline is a transforming active skill that doesn't do much upon initial transformation, which is a little awkward. Yeah, the shielding is OP, Vicious Soldier. Also, the damage is technically there if you need for Super Gravity, and it also has the healing aspect. Amaterasu Dragon heals quite a bit. I just feel like it's a better Cleric package overall. Alrighty, no gold eggs. Good sign. Another Christmas Manoa, I'll take it. Why is my music... The in-game sounds are kind of off here, it feels like. Okay, you are... I forget your name, Greta. Oh, I got 2 of you. Okay. Well, you are becoming a weapon assist for sure. Interesting spread of awakenings, but you are a weapon assist now, Greta. I don't know why... Ooh. Oh, 6-star. Okay. Why can't I get the regular... Why can't I get the real Patty, not the Christmas Patty? I know, Manoa is definitely stronger than she was before. She has an extra attribute. The red attribute's kind of awkward, I feel, so just change it. I'll probably make one into a weapon assist now, that means. Ding-a-ling-dong, ding-dong-ding. I don't know why my noise is so wrong. It's weird when the game sound is off in me, because I like play the game sound in my head as I touch the game. Nope, still don't have my right game sounds. Why is that? Nope. Well, something is wrong. Either way, we don't need the right noises. We just need to roll diamond eggs, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe like maybe one more after this. Like I said, I do want to pick up enough trade fodder. Only 1 gold egg. Mantastic'c got like 6 gold eggs out of like their 20 rolls. It was utterly disgusting. Manoa doesn't unlock, but that's kind of like what many of the older stuff did. Everyone gets Christmas Patty, I know, right? Well, you know what? I have a Scarlet. I didn't think she was that interesting. She only recovers Bind and Awoken Bind. There's no unmatchable. Maybe if you have some TPA cards, you can solve it. Again, I'm probably just dumping her into a weapon assist. Like many of the cards. Remember, if you don't have enough of these Christmas globes, buy some for monster points. Ilmina! Alrighty, something fluffy, ladies and gentlemen. Another fluffy card. Maybe I'll make her weapon assist, which has 3 seconds of movement time now. Yeah, I know. The no unlock is definitely a drawback. Alright, one more 5 pull, and I'll give it a quits on Mantastic'c. Maybe I'll get a top rarity. But I did pick up some of the interesting 7-stars. Like, I feel like almost 50% of this machine is potentially kind of interesting. I don't have it, because it's the 7 stars or higher. So there is potentially interesting stuff. Like, Romeo, am I interested in you? Probably not that interested, but I will take her over not having her, so to speak. Weapon assist, I guess. That's like many of the cards, but again, new is new. Meredith! Oh, that's a regular Meredith. Holy fish. Gung-ho, why do you get me so excited about the regular Meredith? Fagin, alrighty, a new card. See, this is what Mantastic'c should have done. There are so many cards I don't have. Why do I get the same bottom rarity card over and over again? Like, if you think about it, Hank, you should only see like 1, maybe 2 gold eggs every 10 pulls. I was seeing like 3 to 4. It was kind of unfortunate. Okay, cool. No Hollow Crown. It's not worth it at that point. And I already traded for Selica. I already traded and I exited. Because if I roll a Selica, I'll just be a sadish inside, so to speak. Alrighty, Lupe. Don't really care for you, but I own you now. And you will become a weapon assist, probably. Like almost every other card here. But like I said, possibly getting trade fodder for various cards. Like, oh, I do have another. I have a few Sakuyas. Never mind. I guess I can cut one out. Point of the matter is, it's trade fodder for Selica for this account as well. So I don't mind rolling a bit when at least there's trade fodder and potentially lots of stuff. But I've got enough on Mantastic. I don't think it's worth continuously rolling, but it is nice overall. So with that being said, I am going to call it a quits here from the rolling point of view. So to all you lovely ladies and gentlemen out there in the YouTube world, hopefully all you lovely ladies and gentlemen, I said that already, have a truly fantastic day. I wish you the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.